up, guys?
Howdy, brothers.
Welcome back to another episode of Whiskey and Schwatter.
We are so happy to be here and on time this week.
Oh, yes. On time. We're doing our best. But for the brothers who eagerly await our episodes on Monday mornings for their morning commute, so sorry that they've been coming on Wednesdays.
Because, again, we're doing our best.
Yes. But here we are. We've made it. Happy Monday. Hope you guys had a fantastic weekend or week, whatever day you're listening to this. Today, we are doing a dedicated Olivia birthday episode.
Love to hear it.
Similarly, how we did a Jessica birthday episode. And, just have a more casual convo, share with you guys what I've learned in my 26th year of life, what I'm working on in my 27th year of life.
You're old as shit, boy.
I low-key, now that I'm thinking about it, I low-key had a panic attack last night laying in bed thinking about how next year I will be turning 28.
Yeah, no, that's disgusting to think about.
Not the 28-year-olds listening to this.
I'm sorry, guys.
Or anyone above 28.
I said what I said, honestly.
It is just crazy.
At least we're aging like fine wine.
I just feel like it's that point in our lives where they're like, well, everything starts to fly by and you'll be 40. Like, I feel that now. I'm like, I'm going to wake up tomorrow 40.
I'm going to kill my
with
mom.
5 kids on my ranch. It's going to be crazy. Anyways, before we get
Can
into...
we fast forward? Because that sounds a fuck of a lot better than what we're doing right now.
Okay, let's get into our high and low and our pro tip. So let's start with our lows. And just so you guys know, we implemented high and lows into our team meetings every Mondays and Fridays. And it's been so great.
It's definitely like the best part.
It's great because it like gives our team a chance to like talk like friends versus just like coworkers. It's nice.
And now we know like everyone's dating life.
Yeah, it's so fun.
It's so fun.
We're like, give us the update. How did the date go?
Yeah.
Okay. Our lows.
My low is that being a sort of landlord is hard. Like,
you're telling me.
Yeah.
Brother.
Because the girl that's renting my LA apartment, I feel so bad. She's had like I don't know, maybe I'm just like hyper aware of it because I know I would be pissed, but there's just been like a few different things and like I just feel bad. Like a lock was broken upstairs and then the stove and oven broke for like 2 weeks and like wasn't, and like not to mention my actual landlord is fucking like MIA. Like that man does not give a shit about anything. So it's like I am having to like chase people the fuck down and then they're like, call this person. So like I'm like putting out fires for like this stupid fucking stove and oven. And then it rained in LA the other day and there was a leak in my roof down in my fucking dining room.
Yeah, and it's almost harder because you're subletting it because you can't make any decisions.
No.
You can't like call someone to get a roofer out there. You have to wait for your shitty landlord to get the roofer out there.
And I'm communicating this to her and I'm the one responsible. Like, and when the stove and oven broke, I sent her $100 for like food. Yeah. Because I felt so bad because she couldn't cook from home. So, and like I told her, I was like, listen, I'm going to ask the landlord for a rent reduction. Like that's fucked up. Like, you're not able to cook for 2 weeks. But like, I also can't promise that because then I lose money.
Yeah.
And then I'm asking the landlord. I've texted the landlord 8 times. There's like 2 guys. And like the main landlord ignored me 8 times. Still has not responded.
That's crazy.
Crazy. And she was like, oh, any update on the roofer? I'm like, no, but like, is it still leaking? She's like, no, but it like kind of like looks moldy. And I'm like, dude, I'm going to catch a fucking case. It's just like
not
so
ideal.
Much. Yeah. So that's really flirty fun.
That can make or break it.
Definitely
I can't believe people take on the responsibility of being landlords without like actually being responsible. Like that's crazy to me. Like imagine like you were living there.
They're just not doing their job.
Imagine you were living there.
If I was living there, I'd be hunting that man down and setting something on fire.
Like that's crazy.
Yeah. No, it's crazy.
You're not going to fix like my shit that I'm living in.
Yeah.
I know. And Tyler's mom actually had a similar situation.
I'm asking for a rent reduction and he's just ignoring me.
Yeah, crazy.
Like he's just simply not responding.
Tyler's mom, they rent their house and her literal ceiling caved in and they like weren't dealing with it for like weeks because it was like a corporate property management.
Like what I have.
Where you like can't get in touch with the
owner.
Person.
That's me right now.
It's crazy.
That's me in this current house, not my LA apartment. But Yeah. And then I'm like, it's a lot because then I'm like, am I going to renew this lease in June, or am I going to find a way to ship all of my belongings across the country, guys?
Keeping it real.
Guys, it's honestly, it's taking a toll on me. It's stressing me the fuck out.
Yeah,
but
I don't blame you.
It'll, we've always said,
no losses, just lessons.
Well, everything works itself out.
Yeah, and everything is figure outable.
Yeah, what's your low?
My low is that I feel okay right now. Actually, this is the best I've felt. But my low is that I am still sick, and I'm going on my second week of being sick. I don't know if it's my immune system to blame. I don't know if it's whatever I caught to blame. But it's been very frustrating because I just want to feel normal again. But it is a good reminder to like just never. I never do. That's one thing I'm really good about. I never take my health for granted. But I'm ready to feel normal again.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, God, my heart, I feel so much empathy for people who are chronically ill in the hospital or have chronic pain. Like
can't move without pain.
It's horrible. So, it's a good reminder to just always be grateful for just your comfort and your ease of your body,
For sure.
Like to just wake up and not feel pain and feel normal is a blessing. So never, ever, ever take that for granted.
Yeah.
Your
highs.
You can go.
So I have a couple highs. My little sister is here. She came into town super randomly. She got a free weekend because of the tropical storm.
Love it.
So very happy that she's here.
Tropical storm.
I got accepted to Soho House. So that's something I'm really excited about. I feel like that's
it's so good for morale.
It's so good for morale.
It's really good for morale.
To just be able to do that and just I don't know. It's really great. And I just feel like that's something that I always wanted, but was never sure if I'd actually pulled the trigger or whatever. And whatever, I got accepted. And I also got accepted at the under 27 rate, which is incredible for morale because over 27 is literally double the amount. So, and they lock you in at the under 27 rate for 3 or 4 years.
Love it.
So that's super, super great.
So fun.
So that's another high of mine. And me and Liv are going to go spend a day there next week, hopefully.
We have a place now where we can just lay out by a pool or go to a beach and have chairs.
And not have to
maybe we'll
be sus, you know what I mean?
Maybe we'll get paparazzi'd again, you guys.
Maybe.
Manifest that for us. good for the brand.
So yeah, that's some of my highs. What about you?
My high is that my birthday was this past weekend and I had such a nice day. I have planned my birthday for the past 10 years of my life and I really didn't know what to do because it was a weird day because our friend's wedding party was Saturday and Tyler can't take off a single day more of work this year because he's already 8 days over his PTO. So I was like, I don't know what to do. So I gave Tyler the responsibility to just plan a day for us. I told him I really don't care what we do. I can be low maintenance. I just want to know you put thought and consideration into it.
Period.
And he did good. Woke up. I had my favorite breakfast Nova plate from Magnolia. Got me flowers and balloon. What?
I freaking took my man friend to Magnolia.
Fake boyfriend.
Fake boyfriend to Magnolia and had just the weirdest experience ever. Not even it's normally weird when we go.
It was extra weird.
It was extra weird. And he got so frustrated. I was like, I'm so sorry.
Aww.
I would have gotten frustrated too.
Yeah.
There was this guy at the counter. I asked him
was
if
it packed?
It was a little busy and they were just stressed behind the counter and just being mean for no reason.
Yeah.
I asked for something, if I could do a modification. He goes, and this was just me talking to the guy, and he goes, is it on the menu? Then no. And I was like, I know for a fact you guys can do it.
The owner?
It wasn't the owner. It was some new...
A random guy. They have new... Okay, you guys, I'm so sorry. We need to fill you in. This place that we go, it's a cafe and it looks like a house. It is the trippiest little breakfast place, but they have bomb ass food.
Yeah.
But the service is just a little odd and off. Yeah, definitely not normal.
Yeah. I mean, as weird as the place looks, the service matches.
Because it's also a thrift store. So you walk in, it looks like a house. There's rooms with tables in it, and then there's shit all over.
Very eclectic vibe.
You can actually buy.
It looks like a fever dream.
Yeah. It looks like a horrible trip.
Yeah, it was, and I was like, I'm so sorry.
Oh my God.
I'm so sorry. But the food was bomb.
Yeah, the food is worth it. Like, suffer through it.
Yeah.
So, they have an amazing Nova platter, and he got me that for my birthday. And then he was like, let's go rock climbing. So he knows that I've been wanting to go rock climbing for so long. And it was great. And then he took me on this little, like, gondola sushi date boat. And we watched the sunset.
Cute.
And he did really good. Yeah, I did a really special day. I don't know about y'all, but, like, when I wake up on my birthday, I feel different. I'm like, ooh.
Oh,
it's
for
my
sure.
birthday. Like, the day does feel special to me.
Yeah. I love my birthday.
Some people like Tyler's like not like that. He's like, it's just another day. I'm like, no, it's not. It's a magical day. Like, you came into the earth this day.
It's a like spiritually profound day.
It is. Even when it strikes midnight, I'm like, I feel different.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, cool. Thanks for validating that.
Always.
Okay, let's get into our pro tip.
Pro tip. I don't think I've shared this before. I don't know if I have.
She's very excited about this.
Because it's like maybe we have shared it, but it's been a game changer for us. I think maybe we have shared this. I don't know. It's the iPhone shared albums.
True. Even if we have in the past, this one really, guys, brothers,
you got to bring it back.
This is really worth redoing. Let's run it back.
I found like the iCloud shared albums. These are great for anything, right? Like girls trip. Start the fucking shared album so that you don't have to fucking send me the photos. Shut up. Shared album.
Yeah.
Send the shared album.
Yeah.
And this has been such a game changer for us with like content creation, because instead of fucking we transferring 100 videos to our employees, we just have a shared album now, and me and Liv can both put the content in there, and then it's uploaded immediately.
No, it literally like shortens our work time by hours, because for we used to upload it into Dropbox, and Dropbox you have to keep the app open for it to run. So it's like then you can't do anything on your phone for a few hours. Mm-hmm. So definitely a game changer. Highly recommend shared iCloud albums.
Yes. What's your tip?
My pro tip is something we've shared before. It's not earth shattering, but it's a good reminder because I have been experiencing it myself, and I just want to remind you guys. It's about making habits easier for you to actually accomplish and what that looks like and breaking it down. So as an example, I wanted to start implementing the habit of drinking green smoothies every day so that I know that I start my day on a healthy note. I have my greens entering my body every day. Like, I know I'm covered in that aspect and I can feel good about it. So for the first few days, and this is so like, it seems so small, but it really does make a difference. I was using my blender, what's it called? The blender bullet. And I would drink it from the actual cup
the NutriBullet.
Yeah, NutriBullet. I would drink it from the cup, and then the cup would get like all dry and crusty, and then it would be really hard to clean the next day when I went to make it. So then I started just rinsing it out right after.
You got to. That's the fucking pro tip.
That's the pro tip.
You rinse
out your blender as soon as you're done making it, because I just use water and I'm like, done. It's clean. I'm ready for the next day.
That's so crazy. I do the same thing.
And it's made the habit of me making the smoothie every day like that more attainable, because it's one less step I have to do. I don't have to clean my fucking blender with soap and a fucking sponge and like get my elbow grease in there and like really go for it.
And then make the smoothie in it right after.
Yeah. So that's my 2 pro tips. 1, clean the blender right after you're done using it. And 2, think about how you can break down these habits in your life to make them as easy as possible. Whether it's like putting something out on your counter so that you see it, or, setting an alarm to actually do something. Just look at a habit and figure out the steps you would need to take to make it like hard to not do it almost. As easy as possible.
For sure. I love that.
Yeah.
It really is such a pro tip. Because
because
I did the same fucking thing.
You like learn. You're like, oh, okay, let me not do that.
You rinse it right after with water, and it's just like perfect. Done. Okay. Really passionate about this.
Yeah. That's what the episode is about, you guys.
Guys, wash your dishes right when you're done.
Okay, before we get into the episode, let's take a moment and thank our show sponsor, because we got a show sponsor this week.
Her. All right, guys, today we're going to be talking to you about Otherworld. Otherworld is a healthy alternative to breakfast and dessert. Their mixes are plant-based, vegan, and made with hidden real fruits and veggies. And they are sustainable and made with upcycled ingredients. They have no added sugar, no nuts, no soy, no dairy. They're super quick and easy. Just add water. They're also kid-friendly. They are honestly so yummy. They sent me and Liv both a care package, and we just love clean ingredients.
And you might be wondering, what exactly are upcycled ingredients? So we will break it down for you guys. Otherworld uses upcycled ingredients, which is the misfit fruits and veggies that never make it to the grocery store.
Cute.
Yes.
No fruit left behind.
Love it. So every mix you buy actually helps tackle food waste, and we absolutely love that. They also source locally, measure their carbon emissions, and offer carbon neutral shipping.
They're honestly an amazing company, guys. If you guys want to try them out, use Whiskey and Water discount code for 15% off. You guys know we got the hookup, and try them out. We will also have some, like, they're linked and our discount code in the show notes if you guys want to check them out there.
Yeah, get some yummy stuff, you guys.
All right, we're going to get into the episode. All right, guys, what does Olivia have to offer to us after her 27, actually, I guess, is it 26 rotations around the sun? I guess you're completing your 27th rotation around the sun.
Don't ask me. I almost left our server a 40% tip last night, so don't ask me.
You should have. Why didn't you?
She wasn't that good.
I hope she's not listening to this. Okay, so fill us in.
Okay,
what is you guys know that Olivia tried therapy, and then the lady tried therapizing her and was like, I don't know, seems like you're kind of good. It seems like you don't need me. And Olivia was like, yeah, I think you're right.
Imagine me making that my personality trait. Like, that's my flex. I went to therapy and she said I didn't need therapy.
Yeah, no, literally. So tell us what the ever-knowing Olivia learned.
But I've been thinking about it more, and I do want to go to therapy. And I feel
for fucking what?
Like I wasn't seen.
No, I mean, that's very valid. And right? Jokes aside, you probably just need someone who has a higher emotional EQ than you.
That, and I think younger would get it. Because, like, you need to understand what
Maybe you need a life coach. Maybe you don't need, like, a full-on therapist.
I know, I'm thinking about it, bestie.
I know.
Because especially yesterday, I had a bad mental health day yesterday, and I was like, I need therapy. To just, like, talk.
That's
without
exactly
dumping on you or Tyler, you know?
Which is more of why I feel like a life coach would, like, make a little bit more sense, because it's more, like, business-related stuff. It's like, not like, you don't have to go through, you're not dumping trauma. You're dumping, like, current, like, life situational things.
Yeah. And it's like moving forward. I don't really need to unpack. Like, I just need to look at habits maybe and patterns from past, but I don't have, thankfully, trauma to unpack. Yeah. Okay, anyway, sorry. I digress.
Save the therapist for me.
Yeah. Speaking of which, healthcare.gov, not an ad, open enrollment. They start now.
Guys, if you need fucking insurance,
10 out of 10 recommend.
Like I do. Healthcare.gov.
Yeah, really affordable insurance plans.
Okay. I'm signing up.
Okay.
And guys, you have to do it, by December 15th for coverage in the new year. So set an alarm, do it like December 1.
Yeah, and they have mental health providers on there. That's actually how I saw my therapist. I saw her twice and it was free.
Yay.
So yeah, that's...
Guys, if you need therapy, healthcare.gov. Get an insurance plan.
Yes. Okay. So I let you guys know, it was my pro tip last week, that for birthdays, we like to just be reflective and see it as our new year, yada, yada. So what I like to do is look back on the past year of my life, before reflecting on what I want to work on. And, oh yeah, I told you guys, I wrote down all the memories that stood out to me. And it's a really good practice because it makes you realize wow, I lived such a joyful life, or I want to add more joy to my life. It'll make you just realize things.
It's like taking a inventory of
what your best moments were.
Yeah.
And
how to replicate them.
Yeah.
Do things that make you happy.
And doing more of that. Yeah. So what I learned in 26, it's starting a little bit on a morbid note, but that's my reality, is that every day can be your last.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So in 26,
you could die at any moment.
Yeah. No, actually,
no, you really could, though.
So in 26, I experienced the most grief I have ever gone through in my life, and that teaches you something, So I definitely learned that it became a very harsh reality for me that truly every day can be your last. And it makes you just it puts you in a mindset of we're on a floating rock in space. Nothing fucking matters.
Yeah.
Let's just not sweat the small stuff and find these moments of joy that make life feel like it's worth living for.
Yeah. And like, guys, like, no, like, okay, things matter, but really things don't matter. You know what I mean? Like if you, like, I don't know, I find a lot of solace in that. Like whenever I am stressed about something, or whenever someone else around me is stressing about something, I'm just like, nothing matters. Like we're like, and it's not that nothing matters, and that it doesn't hold any significance, but it's like more of, at the end of the day, everything's going to be okay. No matter which route we take, it is all about how we choose to look at that rather than which path is the good or bad path.
Yeah. And really thinking about like, it's almost like, you know, cliche, but like, will this matter on my deathbed?
Yeah, exactly.
You know? And a lot of times the answer is no.
Or will this matter in a week from today, in a month from
in a year
today?
from today? There's a quote that's like, if it won't matter in 5 years, don't be upset about it for more than 5 minutes. I think that's a little extreme, but you know, you guys get the point. So yeah, that was my first thing. Any day can be your last, truly. And like, it's one thing to say that, it's another thing to truly like understand that in your core. So I do feel like I truly understand that in my core, and I've come to peace with that, honestly.
Yeah.
The next is, we're capable of creating joy. I think my solo trip was so good for me. And even before that, I started practicing just like in any normal moment, it can be a joyful moment if you choose to make it that way. Of course, it's hard to find joy when you're going through things or you're struggling mentally, but you know, like reading the books we have, getting back to the present moment, that all helps contribute to like bringing you to a more neutral place.
Yeah.
And then you're capable of like creating that joy. For me, music has created a lot of joyful moments for me this year.
That. Like, literally, music is so powerful.
Yeah, music and just kind of like gratitude. Yeah, and music helps because it romanticizes your life in a way. It's raining. Oh, actually. So the day before my birthday, I was like, this is my last day of being 26. Like, I'm going to soak it in. I'm going to be intentional about it. I laid in my backyard for hours. It started to rain. I like danced in the rain in my backyard, and I had like a great afternoon with myself.
I love that.
I was like doing cartwheels and shit. And I think a lot of people might be like scared to do things like that because we have this constant feeling of like we're being watched, you know, even if we're not, if we're alone in the room, I'm like still feeling like I could be embarrassed if someone saw me doing something. But when you like release that fear and not really give a fuck, it's so freeing. So I was in my backyard doing my thing, and like my neighbor definitely could have like seen what I was doing, and I'm at a place in my life.
Why did it sound like that?
I don't know.
Why did it? Sorry, guys.
I was just trying to do a Kardashian quote. Why did it sound like the devil or like an alien? I'm in a place in my life where I will risk the embarrassment for me to feel joy or to feel a moment of pure happiness and to connect with my inner child. Like, I don't give a fuck if it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I realized like it's our birthright, honestly, to create these joyful moments for ourselves, whether it's just in the shower or driving in the car, and just like these very mundane things, we can find joy in them. It's all like our perspective. I also came to terms with the fact that I'm currently living my dream life, and really understood that if I can't love my life now, I'll never be able to love it. Of course, there's, you know, goals and aspirations, and of course I want a bigger house and whatever material items, or of course there's like these goals that I still have for myself, but I've also realized that like I have financial security. I have a roof over my head. I have someone who loves me. I have everything that my life would need right now to be my dream life. So, you know, I think like coming to terms with that in a way, and understanding that like if I lived in this, for me, a lot of the goals have to do with like where I live and the house I live in for some reason. So I associate like my dream life with like my dream house, which I don't know if that's like common for everyone, but that's just,
I definitely do.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just how I've observed how I see things. So I've come to the realization that like I could live in that house for the rest of my life and still have a very happy, fulfilled life. And understanding that is so freeing too, because if you're in this constant, we've talked about this is this has been a theme on the show where, you know, if you are in this constant need for more and more and more and more, you will literally just never be happy. So I think finding that balance between ambition and contentment is something I've worked on for years. And once you get there, you just like days are just more fulfilling and more full of gratitude. You see life in abundance instead of scarcity, but still able to have those things that you're working towards.
Yeah. I mean, if you can't find joy in what we currently have, how would we ever find joy in
anything?
In gaining more and more.
Yeah.
Like happiness is not found in these material items. It really is in the journey of getting there.
Yeah. And I think, you know, it's easy to say when you're in a place of security, we have a secure home, you know, you're not dealing with any toxic environments. Like, of course,
we're healthy.
So, you know, once the survival element is eliminated from life, and you like, you know, whether it's financial survival, emotional survival, physical survival, like once you're in a place where all of those needs are met, you can live your dream life. Like you have everything you will ever need. And if you cannot find the love for life there, $100,000 is not going to give you that peace and that joy.
Also, you know, like doing things that make you unhappy is not going to give you that dream life either, right? Like you're not just going to like pop up into your dream life. It does require you to take action on some things, right? Whether that's like working out to feel your best, eating to feel your best, spending time with the people that you love, removing toxic people from your life. Like, yeah, all of those are factors. You're not just gonna like
fun.
Yeah, like it. And again, yeah, it requires work, and you're not just gonna like wake up and be like, oh yeah, I'm living my fucking dream life. If you like hate the circumstances that you're in, you know, like it is a journey, and
it's work.
Yeah, it's work, but you can get there if you take the right steps.
Yeah. So that's like my summary of what I feel like I've learned in the past year. I think like looking back, I definitely feel like it was a slower year as far as personal development wise.
Yeah, same.
Like, I don't know if it's because I didn't read a lot, but I just think of like years in my past. And it's interesting now, like watching ourselves age and being able to look back at years and be like, wow, that was an extremely pivotal year for me.
And you know what I think it really is more of is like, we did a lot of learning in our early 20s. Like we did a lot of like, we were like, I don't know where we had the bandwidth for that. Like constantly reading, constantly listening to podcasts.
I read a book a month. Like, was I on crack? How did I do that?
But I think that this past year for both of us was really just putting those things into practice.
So true,
like
bestie.
With grief, with loss, with heartbreak, with work.
With business.
Like, we were just so busy putting things into practice.
It's funny you say that, because that is a thought that I also had, like while I was lying in bed one night. Like, yeah, totally. Like we feel the accumulation of the work and the growth we did back then, and we're like literally applying it now. So yeah, maybe that's why it did feel like a slower year. But I do. So with that being said, with this upcoming year, I do want to have those like leaps of growth again, because I think it's of course it's possible. And I do want to instill more just like learning, I think, in my life.
It's so crazy that you said that, because I've listened to 3 podcasts today. I haven't listened to a single fucking podcast in months besides like our own. Yeah. So like, that's crazy that you even say that, because same.
Yeah. And so I look back on the past like 3 years, I've pretty much have had these same like habits and things that I want to work on. And I'm totally okay with that. Like, I don't think there should be any sort of shame or guilt for like still trying to like better myself, you know, and work on these things. It's a lifelong practice. But some things that I am working on for 27, and I realized like after I wrote all this down, I'm realizing it kind of what encapsulates it is just like being in my soft girl era.
Yeah.
You know, like I have like these green smoothies. I have daily What?
I have green smoothies.
Yeah.
I'm a soft girl.
I'm a soft girl. No, but it's true for me. Like I know even that these little things can just make a really big difference. You know, like growth and change is a culmination of implementing these micro habits, you know? Atomic Habits is a great read if anyone wants to deep dive into that book. It's 10 out of 10 recommend. I have daily meditation. I think that would be really helpful for me. So I like sit down and I'm like, what does the best version of myself look and feel like? And these are the things that I would be implementing every single day. So I want to do the daily meditations.
And for anyone that kind of is going to take that inventory of the things that are going to make them feel their best, get detailed on why, right? Like you can't just say like, oh, well, you know, like my dream self meditate. It sounds really good.
Sounds nice.
Yeah. Like think about why these things are going to bring value to your life. Like, right. So like for me, working out it brings me endorphins and it makes me feel good about like my physical self. But journaling, it makes my mind more still. Meditation makes me feel more like at peace and relaxed throughout the day. You know, like get really clear on why these certain habits make you feel your best so that when you want to waver one day, you say, oh, well, would I feel more peace after doing this? And it's going to be a no-brainer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's figuring out your why, like your big why, and also the little whys for all these things that you want to implement. Because like you said, like if it's just because it sounds nice on paper, you're not going to actually stick with it because you don't have it's not meaningful enough to you. You don't have a big enough reason. So daily meditation, because the last time I was meditating daily was during quarantine, and I know how helpful it was for me. And how it like literally changed my everyday life and how I operated and how I showed up in relationships. So definitely want to implement that again. And I put 5 minutes because like I can do 5, that's achievable. 5 minutes a day. I actually have just been playing the same song that I really love. It's about 7 minutes, which is fine. But that's another way that I was making the habit easier.
Also, for me, it's really hard to meditate without any guidance, especially if I'm like just getting into it again. So like, again, make these things easy for you, get Headspace or get Calm or even just YouTube, 5-minute guided meditation, because these things are a practice. And it's like never doing yoga and then sitting down to do yoga. The fuck are you going to do? You're going to you sit there and not know what to do. So, make these things easy for you. Make them digestible.
And also understand that when you're first getting into anything, it's going to feel weird and frustrating at first, but it does get easier. Like even me with anything, totally. But even me getting back into the meditations, I'm like just not, I could feel myself wanting to get frustrated because I'm like not getting to the place that I want to be in the meditation. But I'm like, listen, I showed up and I did it. Yeah. And that's good enough for me.
It's a muscle.
And it's literally, it's neuron pathways in our brains. And like the more you use them,
the stronger they get.
Yeah, I'm reading Becoming Supernatural, and that was the chapter I was reading last night. Is like the more you practice using these same pathways over and over again, you just get into that mind. Like he was saying, like when you go into the shower, that's a mindset that you're getting to. When you go to drive, that's a mindset, and you're like just on automatic,
And once you create new neural pathways, you can never uncreate them. A mind stretched to new dimensions will never shrink back to its original size.
Yeah, it might take a little bit to get back into it, but
they're there.
It's there, and I know with meditating, I'm like, just give me a month, and I'll be able to close my eyes and get to the place I want to be. Like, not even that should be like the goal, but kinda, yeah. So that one yoga class a week, a way I made that easier for me is I bought a pack of 10 classes. So that I, know it's there and I know I want to use it. Tyler golfs every weekend. There's no reason I shouldn't be doing something for my own hobby and happiness and joy.
And I will literally join you anytime.
Yeah. So I've been trying to implement that on like Saturday or Sunday mornings. And that's just like good for my soul. Get to move our body.
And like, I don't know why, but doing things on the weekend is like so much more fulfilling.
It's because we're not working.
It's because we're not working, and it's like, I mean, for me, it's like I'm not, if I'm going to a yoga class, I'm not hungover. Yeah. And like it breathes so much life into the weekend.
Yeah, I totally feel that. It feels really good to do something for like good for you.
Yeah.
And not like bad for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the weekends are just really, I've learned to love them because
they're sacred,
and I feel like I can breathe from my phone. I feel very like I don't have to answer anyone on the weekends. Yeah. And that is such a good feeling for us when we're constantly answering people.
The weekends are just so much more still. Like, I can just exist for a little bit.
No, totally.
Like stay in my little shell.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Even when you like work for yourself and, you know, do what we do, it's still like, thank God it's fucking Friday. Because tomorrow morning comes and I don't have to check my phone to see what I need to do.
Yeah. No, it's a game changer.
Okay, what else? I have working out. I want to be in better physical shape this year. Obviously, I've had this on my list for years, but I truly do feel like if I don't
is your year.
If I don't get my shit together this year, like, will I ever get it together?
Yeah.
Like, that's how I feel. Like, it's me against me at this point.
For sure. You're standing in your own way.
Yeah. And also, I do feel like this year I need to start mentally and physically preparing for bringing life into this earth, which I know Jessica is not fond to hear. But like realistically speaking, a year ago, I said, okay, I'll start trying to have babies in 2 years.
That's in a year now.
That's in a year now, brothers. And I do feel like I'm at the point where it's like, all right, it's time to start gearing up. Like I went to my gyno and she was like, you should probably start taking prenatals. And I was like, oh, okay, that's okay.
My gyno died today. I'm sorry. You just reminded me.
What?
It's really sad.
Oh my God, R.I.P.
Yeah, you know my gyno. Yeah, he died.
He was old though.
Yeah, he was. Rest in peace. What a sweet man. He delivered me, guys.
How did he pass?
Old age.
Well, yeah. Okay, fair.
Yeah,
he lived a good life.
Yeah.
How old was he?
I don't know. Old.
I'm dead.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Are you?
Yeah, I mean, that is the circle of life.
Olivia is taking prenatals and my gynecologist just passed.
It's, you guys, we are giving you a full spectrum reality here.
Yeah. No, it really is sad. What a great man. He really did deliver me. Great family friend.
And then he looked at her vagina.
We need to end this cook. We need to fucking go on. Tell us more about your prenatals.
So yeah, my gyno was like,
how you're gonna have a child. A child. So, guys, I'm gonna have to hit up these clinics for some of my eggs, ask for them back, and be like, I'm gonna be like, hey guys, can we like work something out? Like, I give you eggs, you get me a great sperm donor,
you give me baby.
Yeah.
And a surrogate. So yeah, I'm also like keeping that in mind of like, I do want to be in my best physical shape in this upcoming year and be ready to fucking possibly have a baby at some point in the next 2 years or so. Don't know what that's going to look like. That will be a whole new journey, but like, oh my God, crazy. So yes, another reason for me to get my ass in shape.
Do we need to like speak that into our operating agreement? Like,
a baby?
Be like, what? Does she get maternity leave?
Yeah, how does this work? Oh my God, you guys, we like met with our lawyers yesterday, which is honestly a big step in our business. Not to like,
it is.
Not
it's
to
scary.
Go too far off. Actually, I actually would like to talk about that. So let's save that for the end because I would love to wrap back.
Okay.
And I have vitamins. I've never been a big vitamin taker, but again, thinking about like just the best version of myself, I want to make sure that I'm fully have all my levels. I'm getting all my vitamins. I do want to do more research on that because there's so much information out there.
There's fucking everything.
On everything that we should be taking. And a lot of it is just marketing. And I want to spend some time doing some research and thinking and like maybe even get some tests run and see like what I lack or what I could use more of.
I believe in that. But at the same time, I'm like, is this fake?
I just want to feel my best.
Same.
You know? And I wonder if I do.
Yeah.
Like, I want to wake up and not have to, like, drink coffee to feel energized or focused. Like, that to me is the goal. Like, I don't want to have to be like, oh, I need coffee.
Well, I don't currently feel like that.
I do.
But I think that's just, like, a dependency thing.
Yeah, it's been so since I've been sick, I haven't been drinking coffee. And I'm like, damn, it would be nice. But I haven't been, so it's good. So yeah, I that's pretty much wraps it up. I have less hard-hitting goals this year and more like nurturing goals for myself. And I know obviously I do have financial goals in place, but that I'm taking very much a back seat. Like there's only so much I can do to hit those goals, and I'm gonna show up every day, work as hard as I can,
and more be ready to accept what comes.
Yeah, and I
like,
feel like we've been working our asses off for so long, and like it's done.
it's
Like,
only a matter of time.
what we've done is out there. Our work is there. It's just a matter of like, all right, let's start reaping the benefits from it, you guys. And yeah, and just like manifesting opportunities and miracles, and yeah. So that's the recap, brothers.
I love it.
Yeah, feels good. I'm ready for this year. I'm ready for the growth. I'm ready for the abundance. I'm ready for this course.
Yeah.
The course feels really good.
27th, I really do feel like it's going to be big for both of us.
Yeah, it feels good. I'm
I feel
ready.
like this is a year we like
Get what we deserve.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, I agree.
I want a house. But lawyers, let's talk lawyers really quick.
Yeah, so something that has been interesting for us, and you guys know that we always like to keep it very transparent with you. We're learning like the balance between transparency, I think, even just within our own businesses. But in a lot of ways, like there's only so much that we should, share, and like there's a lot of reasons we should protect ourselves too. So we have taken the step to work with a law firm. It's actually one of our friends, shout out Carissa. And even that feels very aligned, because it's like a scary thing to do, is like to get lawyers involved and to draft up real contracts. Like we've only
it's an expensive thing.
Oh yeah, very.
Like it's an
investment.
Why are lawyers so fucking expensive?
But with the course coming up, we really wanted to make sure that we had our T's crossed and our I's dotted. So what they recommended is that we create an operating agreement, which is so funny because we've never had one of those. We're like, hey, pinky promise, perfect.
Yeah.
So
spit shakes.
Yeah, like blood sisters, it's fine. Mm-hmm. So we did that.
We have drank each other's blood before.
When?
I'm joking.
Oh, I'm like, have we?
The fact that you even like. That's hilarious.
So that was a really interesting conversation. It's basically like worst case scenario. What do you guys want to do? And it's also so hard for us to like think about that because one, we haven't made any money yet. Two, like no one wants to think about worst case scenario, but like that's the reality of business. Like business is in so many ways so much legal shit that we are just not versed on. Like we did not go to business school. We don't have any daddies in business. Like this was all very new to us, but just keeping it real, other than Robert, keeping it real with you guys. Like, yeah, when it comes to owning a business or even being an independent contractor and knowing like legally what your rights are, what you're entitled to, it is really important to just know and be versed on.
Yeah. I mean, and like, don't be scared. Like if you're doing your best, just kind of like take it as you go and just try to make sure that you're covering all your bases and doing your due diligence.
Yeah, but that's been just an interesting process, but a good next step definitely for us just as businesswomen.
For sure.
All right, you guys, that wraps up this episode. We hope that you found some value in it. This is one where we're just sitting down, shooting the shit, sharing real life shit with you.
Keeping it real, per usual.
Keeping it real. If you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure to screenshot it, tag us, let us know you're listening, let us know maybe what a takeaway was. Send it to a friend who you feel like could really use to hear this. I know my love language is sending podcasts, so feel free to send it out, besties.
Yeah, guys, and please take a screenshot. Share it on your Instagram, tag us. We would love to see it. We love you guys, and we will see you back here next week.
Have a fantastic week, brothers.